On the afternoon of August 23, there was a scheduled panel discussion with three different writers in Naga City at the Museo ni Jesse Robredo. This event is the kickoff event for the Rigmat Arts and Culture Festival, which is now on its third year. I have some videos of the events on its first year in 2023. It's all on my channel and I will link them down below. This year, this event is happening because my publisher, Penguin Random House, initiated it. Almira, the head of sales for Southeast Asia, reached out to the Rigmat Council and decided to partner with National Bookstore, and so this event was born. The three writers in the panel were Alvin Yapan, author of the novel Sambahin ng Katawan, which has been translated into English by Randy Bustamante. And this English translation, entitled Worship the Body, is what has been published by Penguin Random House. Douglas Candano will also be here. He is the author of the short story collection Infinite Lives, Infinite Deaths. And the third author for the afternoon was me, author of the novel The Maps of Camarines. Links to purchase our books will be in the description box, as well as my two silent reading videos of Worship the Body and Infinite Lives, Infinite Deaths. The event is scheduled for 4 p.m. until 7 p.m., and here I am walking to the entrance of the museum. National Bookstore has set up a table containing copies of our books and staff who can process the sales of the books. Now, this video will contain snippets of the event, not the whole event. I set up my camera in front to capture us, and I just controlled it from my watch, but I was so engrossed in the discussion that sometimes I forgot to press record, and sometimes I forgot to press stop record, but I think I was still able to capture some of the good parts of the discussion. Here's the moderator, Ms. Tin San Agustin.
Kikilala natin hindi lang ang mga kwentong tampok sa Worship the Body, Maps of Camarines, and Infinite Lives, Infinite Deaths. Makikilala rin natin ang mga manunulat ng mga librong ito patungkol sa kanilang proseso at danas bilang isang manunulat.
I asked these questions earlier, just yesterday. He was gushing over Stephen King as a favorite author. Hindi totoo talaga, ako din. Nung nag-aaral pa ako dito sa Ateneo de Naga, of course, favorite ko si Stephen King, from Carrie to It to Salem's Lot. Kamusta yan? Ang favorite ko, The Dark Half, about an author struggling with his inner demons. And so, how do I start writing? Ito kasi Worship the Body, it's a very controversial novel. Well, it's in the title, Worship the Body, but it's not about hedonism. So how did I start? You usually start with conversations with your friends. You usually start with the people that you talk to, that you mingle with. And sometimes your simple conversation with them, it lights up an idea in your mind, and then you pursue that idea. And sometimes what I do is I write it in a small notebook and I preserve that idea. And you let it grow into and kailangan mo siyang pahinugin, hintayin. You never rush an idea and write the first sentence at the very first part that you experience.
Sa taas ng walls of Intramuros, tapos pinapatay yung mga Chinese. Tapos at that time, kausap ko yung theology teacher ko. Sabi ko, paano naging miracle ang isang thing na ang daming namatay? Tapos in-explain niya na false miracle daw yun usually, if it brings death. Tapos naisip ko, parang ano kaya kung magtalaban ako ng dalawang false miracles na dalawang stigmatics na isa si St. Francis Assisi and yung isa isang Chinese guy.
About the history of people, and it is a very difficult thing for me to do because that was way back in 2001 kasi thesis ko yun, undergrad thesis ko. So master thesis ko, so that's 2000, year 2000. Mayo pa itong internet. So if you want to research, you really have to go to the library. You really have to go to dig through the archives. So it's very difficult for me to accomplish this, that novel. So after I wrote that novel, I said, can I please write something that's easier? Can I please just enjoy myself when I'm writing? So I wanted to write something that's easy.
Hindi siya masyadong consideration for me. For me kasi, kung worthwhile yung ganun, and worthwhile yung project na naisip ko, yung synthesis of different components, medyo nagkaka-tunnel vision na ako. Yun lang yung iisipin ko, and then hindi ko iniisip yung timeliness or anything. Kaya may mga iba sinasabi na may weird handle of on time yung mga kwento ko. And what was the first part of your question?
Paano niyo po nasasabi that this collection of short stories should be published in this specific year?
Well, ganun nga. Hindi siya consideration sa akin. It never was. Like 7 out of the 8 stories kasi doon sa Infinite Lives and Incidents. Natapos na by 2012. And then, na-stuck lang ako sa last story doon kasi medyo complex yung idea na it's a take on kay Borges, yung Aleph story. So, modality of fiction itself. If yung information na i-transmit, medyo capable yung modality ipaganon yung thing. That being said, minsan kasi at the same time may mga I wouldn't say quirks kasi minsan kailangan atypical minsan yung mga point of view, like for example yung mahaba na title na kwento na abrasive blah 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 ko. Yung point of view niya, collective, retrospective, and first person. So parang it's a we told years into the future na yung collective consciousness na gano'n. Wala. It just suited yung modality of storytelling, parang appropriate lang for that.
Mabuti nahanap mo yun. Ang galing mo talaga mag-research. Yeah, I still feel the same way. In fact, I don't write essays anymore. I don't write personal essays. In fact, kay Dennis, nagpasulat na ako ng personal essay. Ang tagal-tagal na hindi ko pa rin natatapos. Nalutang pa ako sa kanya. It's not that mahirap siya. I think I could write anything if mag-design ako. Ganyan naman tayo, di ba? As writers, we can configure our writing to suit someone else's requirements or standards because may mga publishers tayo. Ginagawa natin yan. Kaya lang for me, medyo mabigat. It's not easy to do because first of all, my life is not interesting at all. My insights about my own life and society are not really that brilliant. Parang napaka-pedestrian ng aking. So, masyadong nakakapagod. How do I make it more relatable? And bakit ko i-market yung sarili ko? Bakit ako yung bida? Para hindi ako sanay. Pwede bang yung fiction na lang? Pwede bang yung libro na lang ang bida? Pwede bang... Kaya every time I am asked to speak about my writing process, palagi yun. Pero nakatanong pa rin naman yung tungkol sa sarili ko. But always, ang slant ko is, it's always in the service of the story.
Break down yung mga different conceptual elements ng mga works ni Jerry, works ni Rizal, and pinagtagpi in such a way na naging toxic na this spectacle. That being said, medyo bespoke siya for the purpose of the film or the play. Saan ba ako ito? Ano nga ulit yung question?
Since you also write for other mediums, writing Infinite Lives and Infinite Deaths, kung gusto mo yung mga realizations, especially in writing fiction now?
It's the main theater.
Well, it sila kasi may mga constraints na kailangan isipin. Like, feasible ba, I mean, may budgetary constraints, may kung ano sa theater, may kaya ba gawin ng production yung mga props na pinapagawa. Diba?
You know what? I'm just grateful that we have I'm just grateful that we have Penguin Southeast Asia. And Penguin Southeast Asia now is trying to provide us a platform for us to introduce our stories to the world. Kasi parang lang when we discuss, for example, novels and short stories in our classes or in our own leisure time, we always expose ourselves to American literature, to European literature. For example, when they published yung Worship the Body, may kasi sila yung Penguin Southeast Asia kasi what they do is they send it out to critics and book reviewers. And sometimes these Instagrammers, bookstagrammers. Yes, pagbubukas na. Talagang to promote the book. And they post it on Instagram, actually mostly on Instagram. And the most flattering review that I got from one of these reviewers is that parang, it's so surprising to read, pero hindi to verbatim, no? Pero ganito yung parang point niya. Parang it's so surprising, Canadian nga to, American yung nagsabi na. It's so surprising to read a story like this coming from Manila, the Philippines, a country that I don't even know about before I read this novel.
Yung placement in terms of parang comparative na worldwide, hindi sa galing sa author. I wouldn't know. To be honest, I mean, I know, I generally know who are the people who like to read my book. Pero hindi ko alam yung demographic breakdown nila and siguro in time sila hindi ko talaga matasabi.
Hopefully this doesn't die with us three. Hopefully, for example, next month may sumunod na 3, next up. Kasi yun ang namin, hope. Yung hope talaga namin that we develop, we nurture the reading public here in Bicol. Maybe we're just, it so happens that kami yung isa lang ni Almira. But there are other authors and writers here in Bicol and writing in different languages. And hopefully we also read them. And in the end, it's really about developing a reading public, a reading culture here in Bicol. Kasi yun lang naman, di ba sabi nga sa statistics, wala na nagbabasa. So, sana talaga, yun, kasi ang dami. Pigilan natin si Noli Vitacare at Phil Busterismo. Ang dami nang naisulat mula 1800s hanggang ngayon. At ayun.
Talagang, I guess, magbasa, yung mga mas bagong writers, ma-expose sila sa different modalities of fiction, different writers from all around the world, kahit na gano'n ka-obscure. And, well, alam naman natin na, I guess, kailangan ma-develop ang critical thinking, yung mga sabihin natin, soft skills, pagdating sa gano'n sa mga usapang tibet, yung common, yung mga basic core skill, hindi core jobs, pero yung mga in general na mas matalas, yun lang talaga on my end.
For me, wala pa ako doon sa beauty pageant. Nandun ako sa business. Kasi I always believe na ang role talaga ng literature is to call attention to the problems of the nation na masyado na normalized. Like, news na siya eh. Pero it's so normal. It's up to literature to magnify that, to make it as grotesque as possible. To get everyone's attention na ganito na kalalang problema. Because if it's just in the news, it's in the media, it's so normal. Kasama na lang siya doon sa yung pagbabaha, kasama na lang sa it's up to literature to open our eyes to a different, the same reality, but different eyes for us. That's wrong with literature. Kaya hindi siya dapat mawala sa schools, hindi siya dapat mawala sa university. Yan ang role natin, to magnify problems para hindi siya mamalas. This is the best.
Thank you very much. Tama-tama yung sinabi ng ating
Tapos ko yung story, as in, usually, once natapos ko, i-revise ko pa, and then, isasubmit ko kung saan, tapos, kung umabot sa, kung na-award or na-publish or something, pwede okay, kung hindi, hanggang doon na. Yung pinaka-reward ko sa sarili ko is, pwede ko na siya kalimutan. Kasi hindi ko na kailangan isipin ever again. As in, true. Parang na-exorcise ko na yung sometimes it takes years to write a story. Pwede na ako mag-isip ng ibang things. And yun lang.
Ako naman ang pinaka-reward ko sa sarili ko matulog. Because if you can watch my vlog series about my process of finishing the Maps of Camarines, nag-join pa ako sa Clarendon West Write-a-thon for June to July 2022. They are on Canadian time yata. So, baliktad. So, talagang baliktad din yung oras ko. And then may mga writing marathons doon na you're in a group, you're on Discord, and then 2 hours, nagsusulat lang kayo lahat, and then every 30 minutes, yung moderator will check, oh, kumusta na kayo? Pwede ba kayo? How many words na? Okay, continue. So, I talked about that in my blog. So, you can see yung burden of not just the intellectual burden of having to focus, but yung burden sa body na I mentioned the kind of food that kaya hindi ako marunong magluto pero alas dos na madaling araw wala naman ako mapapagluto sa bahay. Yung toll on the body, ibang klase din siya. So gusto ko lang magluto. That's my best reward for me.
Again, thank you very much. Because again, post-writing stage doesn't only require the technical skills of revising, constantly revisiting, and then until you get published. It's more also about on how we take care of ourselves. So I hope after this event, you get to reward yourself with a good, nice sleep. So, but before that, one of our organizers here prepared a lightning round. Okay, so how about we do fast talk? Miss
Ang tanong ko, when you, or before or when you write a book, do you need to be inspired first? And if so, what is the source of your inspiration in writing your new book?
Because hindi pa nagagawa, so kaya gagawin ko siya for the first time and hopefully the last time, so mahirap siya. Ganun parang inspiration ko. Mas na-challenge ako kapag mahirap gawin at wala akong nakagawa.
Ako naman, I think it's not really inspiration, it's more of obsession. Kasi kung hindi ko iisipin palagi, hindi ko gagawin talaga. Mas gusto ko pa uminom and then manonood na lang ng Iron Chef habang kumakain ng pizza or something kaysa magsulat. Kasi just to get it out of my system and forget about it forever. Ganun po.
My name is Rich, but by the way, that has nothing to do with my socioeconomic status. I am a language and literature graduate student and currently teaching at the senior high school level. I'd like to address this question specifically to Ma'am Mary Ann Moll, because in our current curriculum, we've been teaching at Merienda. And sadly, last year, one of our favorite professors left us, and who is also your close friend po, Ivy Malim. Although she taught us how to teach literature inside the classroom, But I'd like to ask Ma'am Mary Ann, what are the things that the student should know if we were to teach the maps of Camarines? Aside from, of course, the literary devices, the techniques, or elements. What should they learn from this novel? Thank you po.
I touched on that in detail in my lecture before, which was hosted by Linhan in UP. I talked about the many-layered novel, which is what the Maps of Camarines is. On the topmost level, you have the plot, the characters, yun na yung basic components of the story. And then, underneath that, there are many layers. Actually, nakalimutan ko na. Pero underneath, one of the layers under that is sometimes a story is not just a story, it's a critique of a system. So underneath yung Maps of Camarines talaga, it's a critique of the landholding system of the Philippines na simula pa sa hacienda system na hindi naman natanggal even though we already have a comprehensive agrarian reform program. Hindi ko yung mga we don't call them hacienderos anymore, pero meron pa rin mga owners of vast lands that they contribute in a major way to the equal distribution of resources. So underneath the story of the Maps of Camarines, it's a critique of the system. And I also mentioned that in the when we were in Albay with Mama Dudes, Manilani, and Mang Marinita, I also mentioned that the Maps of Camarines is a multi-layered novel because underneath it's a critique of a system. Kaya siya historical, pati yung pag-segregate ng Camarines, ang boss naging Sur and North because naging ang boss na naman, it's all part of the same system. Kasi sino ba magkocontrol dito? Are we going to bifurcate powers? Or should one person have power over vast lands? Like politically, hindi economically. So it's a critique of the system. So please just, thank you for asking that. So I will share links doon sa lecture ko because it might be useful for your students.
Thank you very much po.
Hello pa, I'm an IT graduate from UNC. I just want to ask, what's a book you wish you had written or a film that you wish you're the one who wrote?
Oh God. Para sa akin, sana pagaling ako mag-drawing tapos nagawa ko yung Codex Seraphinianus ni Luigi Serafini. Kasi encyclopedia siya of a world that doesn't exist, written in a language that doesn't exist rin, na mga bizarre world na gano'n. Tapos cohesive work siya na surrealism. And I think yun yung pinaka full expression ng paggawa ng world building. Yun, is an encyclopedia ng different animals, places. Yun, sana may capability ako gumawa yun, pero wala eh.
Ako, I can say, sana ako na nagsabi ng The Name of the Rose. Kasi doon, pero book 2 yung Poetics ni Aristotle, pero nasunog. So, I would write that book too. Kasi lalagay ko doon sa The Name of the Rose. And then another book that I wish I had written is The Poison of Power by Mark Manson.
Ako, I grew up in, balik na lang kay DP. Gusto ko talagang ginawa ni Stephen King sa Maine. Kasi lahat ng tayo mga kwento nila sa Maine. So I wish I could write something like that. Kaya puro all of your novels set in Bicol, and it's a cohesive world that you're trying to build. May universe na nagpapagawa. Ganda. Dark half talaga. Kasi may mga na-realize it's about writing din pala. So anyway, tapos, hindi si Jonathan, si somebody else. Hindi ko naman talaga siya siya. So anyway, but I also grew up in Marquez, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Ben Opry, Salman Rushdie, mga ganun, mga pangarap. Pangarap lang.
I'm Julie Soto, so I'm from the City Arts and Culture Coalition. So I'm a visual artist, so like as a fellow creative, even actors or like us visual artists, then pwedeng si Zone before we start something. Wala. How do you get out of your body of work? Yung like yung mawaswas na kayo dun sa how you detach with it. And then another one is do you have a specific body of work that you don't like? Thank you.
Bridge na siya. I don't really care about it, pero I appreciate the work I put into it. And since na-exhaust ko na yung by the time na nag-dissociate na ako sa piece na yun, by then theoretically na-exhaust ko na yung mga pasikot-sikot na hindi ko na kailangan mag-research pa ulit. Hindi ko na kailangan dagdagan ito. Yun, medyo satisfaction lang talaga na natapos na. More than anything.
From Discuss. Hi sir, this question is particularly for CW. So last month I already read the book, and my favorite story was Dreaming Valhalla. So the story that mentioned history, culture, as well as the conscious and the subconscious of Erickson. So my question is, can you share to us how you have written this particular story? So it's
Oh God. Kasi the first story I wrote is that Hermes Uiwan. Tapos yung underlying kasi yun yung dyan tayo magsisimula eh. Yung underlying premise nun, and I think I failed on that kasi never naging apparent. Was that yung from yung Mercury, whatever, naisip ko yung myth of Arachne na parang expand na whatever, tapos parang mockery of the gods or something. Tapos naisip ko gawin trilogy siya for a while. The second one would be yung Norse myth naman. Yung premise na gagawin yung Pansiteria into a Norse themed curly bar kasi pattern ko sa rise and fall of the Norse gods at the Ragnarok. So, yun. A lot of it pag-fabricate lang ng ganun, pagtingin sa source texts, whether sa mythological, sa historical, kasi the thing is, naglalaro ako sa gray area between yung plausible, improbable, yung mga ganun, yung gray area between that na pwedeng through the fabrication of mga pag-substantiate mo, dyan dilitaw, dyan naandar yung kwento. Kaya may mga ibang parts doon, rumors, may mga ibang parts doon, mga documents na, yun, forged documents. So, depende eh. Nasagot ko ba ito? Yeah, okay. Basically, ganun lang. Tapos susulatin ko. Kasi, ano ba yung kwento nun? Na-start ko ata yung 2003. Hindi ko ginalaw ng matagal. Tapos may 1 week. Kasi dati may hotel kami sa Legazpi. And then, nagkulong ako doon for a week. Kasi wala akong ginagawa nun. Parang fresh grad ata ako nun eh. And then, sabi ko, sige, tirahin ko itong kwento. So, gabi-gabi, hinahandwrite ko habang umiinom ng beer na marami. And then, natapos ko nun, tapos unitype ko, tapos yun yung process niya eh. And then, actually, hindi ko na maalala kasi sobrang tagal na. To be honest, tapos, yun, something like that. Sorry.
Narinig. Kasi children's lit right now is not didactic anymore. So minsan nabibigla ko pag may mga tanong na okay, should we only focus on the texts? And should we not include also the culture the authorial intent and the effective response of the readers.
I have something to say about this topic. Kasi ganito. Right now, kasi I'm teaching in college, freshmen. We require our students to watch a play in Filipino. And whenever we do require them to watch a play, I always tell them this. Please, I'm not going to quiz you on the play. Do not write notes in the middle of watching the play. Para just open your eyes, look at the scene in front of you, appreciate it for what it is. Forget about the essence first, forget about the theory. In the end, the very first thing that we have to teach our students is appreciation of the story. Ang hirap kasi talaga yung ituro sa bata, sa estudyante. Yung kapag nakabasa ka ng tula, wow! Yung intellectual pleasure, that's very difficult to teach. And it's not about teaching our students theories on how to appreciate the theme or the thematic relevance of a specific text. But in the end, for me, ako lang at the very least, ang una talagang dapat ituro sa high school is that when they read a novel, when they read a short story, when they read a poem, whatever the genre is, they appreciate it for what it is. They derive pleasure out of it. And I think when we quiz our students on a particular play or a particular story in the middle of, at the very early stages of their life as a student, they won't be able to appreciate it. Kasi nga natutrauma. Diba? Ano naman yung pangalan ng main character tapos sa gitna ng dilim nag-notes. Please, class and go. Just open your eye, expose yourself to the culture in front of you. Yun. Iba yun eh. Yun nga. Pero again, paano ituturo yan? Ang hirap talaga. Hindi rin kaya yung ma-regulate ng DepEd at saka ma-regulate ng child. It's really up to the teacher, the genius of the teacher how to reflect that in the way he teaches.
I think it goes completely against what a story is for. Kailangan yung story is kung ano yung mata natin na normal. Yung story will open a different set of eyes in us. It's a different way of seeing. It's a different way of experiencing the world. Parang yung experience ng world, yung nagsulat, may experience siya ng world, and then sinishare niya doon sa bata. And then the child or the reader, kahit anong age niya, should be able to respond to that. Hindi naman kasi yung naituturo na step 1, step 2. I think at the most basic level, kailangan yung stories should invoke a deep sense of wonder about life, about the experience of life, about yung mga connected with God, about family, about friends, about learning, about nature. It's not quantifiable.
Hello po, I'm a senior high school student from ASL Sinaga, and I have a question here po for you. What are your strengths in the times wherein your writing skills crash down suddenly and ideas in your mind stop processing?
As in writer's block?
Yes po.
What do I do to...
What do you do in the times of wherein you're writing a novels or stories, but suddenly you had an experience of writing blocks? What are your strengths when overcoming that kind of thing?
Case by case yun eh. It's like asking yourself, how do you get yourself out of a funk? Na isang period of time na minsan kailangan mo pilitin sarili mo. Minsan kailangan mo self-care muna or gano'n. It depends eh. It depends on the circumstances of your situation at that led to that. Or kung wala lang, baka, in my case, iniisip ko baka hindi worth it yung ginagawa ko, yung project. O kasi hindi ko ma-continue. Or baka, or yung idea how to make it move, baka wala pa. So, nasa back burner lang ng mind ko, tapos I'll do something else. Tapos minsan, babalik na parang, oy, pwede pala to. Tapos yun, may resume naman if the project is worthwhile. It depends like.
Same. Parang again, the first thing that I said earlier was do not force an idea. If it's not yet right, let it be. Put it in a notebook, write it in a notebook to preserve some in the future. Maybe you can get back to it and then work on it again. Pero kung hindi talaga nag-work, huwag mong pilitin baka kasi hindi talaga yun. Hindi ka pa handa. Ang daming factors, pero huwag mong pilitin. Chill lang, relax. Huwag mong paksahan sa iyo kasi hindi mo magpapatuloy.
As a final word, because I'm in agreement with both of them, dati kasi natatakot din ako sa writer's block. But then, pinaka-best antidote for writer's block is to realize that being a writer is not the entirety of you. You are one whole person. So if for a time you cannot write, it's okay. Maybe it's your writerly mind telling you, magbuhay ka muna sa mundo. Huwag ka muna magsulat. Kasi wala kang makikita. So it's okay.
Well, this is just a very short question. Because they say that writing is a very solitary job. But I want to ask you, how does community play a role in your writing process? Or, and how you live your writing as a writer?
Parang kami nag-aaway.
Yeah, you get feedback from your friends, from your
Tapos
writers.
mag-aaway kayo. Tapos pag may mga accusation na ganito, ganyan, may mga caption.
Well, solitary naman talaga ang pagsusulat. But yung mga post-write, yung mga intangibles, saka yung mga kuwari i-recalibrate yung story mo. Tapos kailangan mo ng feedback kasi syempre, kung echo chamber lang ng utak, medyo parang at some point mababaliw ka eh. Or hindi mo alam kung didulud mo sarili mo kung maandar ba to. Pero sa totoo, hindi pala. Kasi may mga factors na hindi mo nakikita na nakikita ng iba. I guess the most important thing would be to find a group of friends or mentors na feel mo naiintindihan yung poetics mo, and yun, na makakuha ka ng feedback or advice, like what si Mia, yung isang kwento ko dyan sa, yung last story doon, may suggestion siya, and then sabi ko, hey, umaandar to well, ito na lang, yung mga things like that, na hindi mo na-consider sa conceptualization, and habang sinusulat, pwede mo i-recalibrate through feedback.
And at the end of the event, the acting director of the council shared his closing remarks. This is Dennis Gonzaga, who is also a writer. He has a book out. I will link it down below. And also, he is a visual artist.
Kapulang bagay na nagiging holistic pag karakter sa may mga pasok na integrasyon. And of course, the advocates are always here present to provide support. Always attending these pocket events. If not for enthusiasm, arts and culture will be gone. They lang nabanggit sa inyong post, but this event, this conversation with the authors is basically the first event for the Rimman Arts and Culture Festival for this year. Unlike in previous years where the festival has been limited only to 3 days or to a week, integrate arts, culture, history, and heritage into our lives. So, thank you so much for being here. And thank you sa tuyang mga authors. So, please, sa ilang mga libro, yung sa tuyang hindi sa tuyang sa luwas. No? So, if They are worthy collections, no, to your personal collections. Takulakaw, very important na mga materials sa mga educators. So please do purchase their books and have them signed by the authors. Again, thank you so much. Photos muna kita. Sige.
After that, there was the book signing. And those are the snippets I managed to capture from the Rigmat Penguin Random House National Bookstore event last August 23. It was so nice to see friends there and students and educators. And so all of us from Penguin, National Bookstore, and Rigmat are so grateful.